Hi and welcome back to the channel. I don't normally do introductions before a video, but this one I think I will do, a very short one. And this is about my Lotus and where I am with it. And it's a bit of a ramble, but I think there's some poignant bits in it. And I'd like to hear your comments and if you've experienced the same sort of thing when you're restoring a car and you get to a certain point. So I won't ramble on anymore because there's too much of it in this video already coming up. So yeah, you know that feeling when you feel as though you've bitten off a little bit more than you can chew, but it's just a temporary feeling. And that's the feeling I've had recently on my Lotus Elan, because it's gotten precious little work done to it over the past, got to be getting on for 2.5 years now. And it's not in the main garage, that's where the little Rover P, not little, big Rover P4 sits, taking up most of my time now. And I'll turn the camera around and you can see where the poor old Lotus is now living. I thought I'd do this short update on what's happening to the Lotus. And the easy, simple answer to finish the video off, if I wanted to do that now, would be nothing. And that is part of why I'm doing this video. And that is I'm dying to get stuck back into getting the work done on this car. And I'll turn the camera around now and you can see where it's been living for the past, as I say, 2.5 years. And it moved in here probably two and a bit years ago now. And the reason it lives in here now is because the Rover P4 that I bought, and you can see parts of the Rover P4 all over the place here. And I bought that just over 3 years ago now. And it was bought with the aim of actually using it and taking it to classic car shows and this, that and the other, what you do with a classic car. And I started looking around it and thinking, that looks as though it could do with a little bit of a repair. Only a small panel underneath the front of the car. So I took it off and one thing led to another. And you can see here, it's in for quite a big restoration. And I'm part way through that now. But my aim is to have that finished by probably 10 to 12 months. But in the meantime, I really want to do something on the Lotus. So I suppose what the aim of this video is to see if I can do at least some little jobs on this Lotus Elan in between the renovation or restoration of my Rover P4. And I think I've got a little idea as to something that I could do. And to explain that, I think I'll pop back in the other garage, but I'll just show you a bit further around here to see what sort of state it's in. And I don't know whether you've been following the other videos on the Lotus when I was stripping the paint off the body during lockdown. And how time flies, you just don't realise where the time goes. And as I say, I bought the Rover P4 to use while I restored this, but things don't go always according to plan, do they? So yeah, I had to put the front suspension and steering back on in order to move it from the other garage into this one. The other garage is just up the road there. But yeah, it's not happy. I mean, I need to get a decent cover for it, but it's not damaged anything. Now, it did cross my mind a few weeks ago, well, not just once actually, a few times, as to whether I should actually sell this in the condition it's in. I mean, all the parts are there. Was a running and driving car. But unless I got a bloody good offer for it, I don't really want to do that, because I want to restore it, rebuild the engine and get it running, and maybe even a fast road car. There's lots of there's lots of plans going through my mind at the moment, and I don't know which one's going to win out. I'm a fan of originality with cars, but sometimes I sway myself out of that state of mind, and I want to do something interesting with it. So let's go back up into the other garage and we'll have a look at what I've got in mind. So here I am back in my garage, the garage that's is attached to our house, which isn't far away. It's just, as I said earlier, 50 yards away from this garage, and the two garages are linked by an alleyway or a right of way, which is all gated. And yeah, you can see the state of the Rover. So there's a lot of work going on with that at the moment, albeit very slowly, which I plan to speed up because we've had various things that we've needed to do, and things have happened over the past 12 months, 18 months to distract me from doing anything substantial on this car. So let's have a look at the reason I've come back into this garage, and that's to talk about the part of the Lotus I've got in here, and that is the engine. Here under here we've got the head, we've got the cam cover down here, and obviously this is a block. I've no record of any or paperwork as to anything that's been done to the engine. And if you look at one of my previous videos from about, it's got to be 3 years ago now, I've taken it apart and we've had a look at the bores, and certainly the valve stem seals on the head need replacing. And it's been going through my mind whether to rebuild this myself, and I'd love to have a go at doing it. So I'm going to do a bit more reading about what's involved and the state of tune I'd like to take it to. I mean, we all know what the standard brake horsepower of these cars are, and whether to take it up to sprint spec or take it a little bit higher. Say it's something like 150 brake horsepower if possible. And I'm going to start looking at that in the near future, and perhaps have this as a side project to what I'm doing on the Rover. But then I think, well, if I start doing that and taking my mind off this, because the Lotus is my favourite car and one I've always wanted since I was a teenager, then this won't get done as quick as I need to get it done. So it's that quandary as to get this one done, do some work on that, and then a bit more work. I don't know. Please let me know in the comments what you think, whether I should just plough ahead and get this car done, or intermingle some work on the Lotus in between. I don't know why I've made this video. I've just done a video on my Range Rover Sport, doing some servicing on it, and I was just sitting there editing that video and thinking, I wish I could do some work on my Lotus. And it's made me feel a bit melancholy, I suppose. Maybe not the right word, but So let me know what you think in the comments, please. I'd love to hear from you to see if I haven't proposed anything really. I've just batted around a few ideas of what I should or shouldn't do. One thing I will say, which is going off onto a total side street, is about the garage I showed you with the Lotus in and all the bits from the Rover P4. And I've had quite a few cars in there. When my dad was here, what did we have? Had a TVR 350i in there, which I had for about 8 or 9 months. We both had a 1960 Vauxhall Cresta PA, and what a smashing car that was. It's a gorgeous car. I've rebuilt 2 Spitfires in there, Tri-Spitfires. One what was it, a Mark IV and then a 1500. Built 2 kit cars in there, both Westfields. I also built an Ultima GTR in there. What else? What else we had? My dad had a Renault 5 Turbo. There's been a vast array of cars in there, and yeah. And now the Lotus is in there, along with Rover P4 bits. Now this is turning into a monologue really, isn't it? So yeah, I think I've made my point, and it's just trying to get something off my chest that's been there. So, you know, if you want to like and subscribe to the channel, there's going to be plenty of Rover P4 videos coming. As you can see, lots to be done. There's also going to be coming a lot of work on the Range Rover Sport, which I need to keep on the road. It's a great car, I love it, and I was thinking about getting rid of that and getting something more economical, especially with all the road tax and insurance costs associated with that. But I'm not going to do that. We like the car too much, so I'm just doing some preventative maintenance on that at the minute. So I think I'll leave it there. I've said enough. I will be making some more videos on the Lotus of some form or another over the coming months, intermingled, as I say, with the main car that's going to be on the channel, which is the Rover P4 and the Range Rover Sport. So I'll say ta-ta and hope this engine is powering that lovely Lotus Elan S4 SE from 1968. So I'll say ta-ta. Bye bye.